Have you ever stopped to wonder how much money really exists in the entire world? Not just the paper notes you can hold in your hands, but all the money, the coins, the bank balances, the credit cards, the digital numbers on screens, and even the crypto floating in cyberspace. It's an amazing question, right? Because money rules everything. It decides what we buy, what we build, and sometimes even what we dream about. But here's something surprising. Most of the world's money doesn't even exist physically. You can't touch it, you can't see it, and yet it moves the entire planet. Today, on How Much Things, we're going to answer one of the most fascinating questions ever asked. How much money actually exists in the world? Let's begin. To understand how much money there is, first, we need to understand what money really is. Money isn't just paper. It's a system, a language that helps people trade. A long time ago, people didn't have coins or notes. They traded things directly. One chicken for one bag of rice, one piece of gold for 10 loaves of bread. And that was called barter trade. But it was slow, confusing, and hard to manage. So humans invented something simpler. A symbol of value, something everyone agreed to accept. That was the birth of money. At first, it was gold and silver. Then came coins. Then paper notes. And today, it's numbers on a screen. But no matter the form, money always represents trust. We accept money because we trust that others will too. Now, let's start counting. The simplest kind of money is physical cash, the paper bills and metal coins printed by governments. Economists call this MO, or narrow money. This includes all the cash that people use every day, plus the cash sitting in banks. So how much physical cash exists on Earth right now? As of recent global data, there's about 8 to 10 trillion US dollars worth of physical money in the world. That's all the dollars, euros, yen, rupees, dirhams, and pesos combined. Just imagine minus $10 trillion in cash. If you stacked $1 bills on top of each other, they would reach the moon and back twice. But here's something incredible. Even though 10 trillion sounds huge, it's actually less than 10% of the world's total money. Why? Because most money today isn't printed on paper. It's created digitally. When you check your bank account and see a balance, that's digital money. It's not sitting in a vault. It's just a record, a promise that the bank owes you that amount. This type of money is called M1 and M2, and it includes things like checking accounts, savings accounts, and online transfers. Now here's the big number. The total amount of digital money in the world is around 100 to 130 trillion US dollars. That's more than 10 times the amount of physical cash. Every time you tap your card, use Apple Pay, or transfer money online, you are moving digital money. But how is it possible that there's more digital money than real cash? How can banks lend and spend more money than actually exists? Let's find out. Here's where it gets really interesting. When you deposit money in a bank, the bank doesn't just keep it locked up for you. It uses most of it to lend to other people. Let's say you deposit $1,000. The bank might lend $900 of it to someone else. That person spends it, and someone else deposits it again in another bank. That new bank then lends $800 to someone else, and so on, and so on. This process is called fractional reserve banking. It means banks only keep a fraction of your deposit in reserve. The rest they lend out. And every time they do that, new money is created in the system. It's not fake, it's just based on trust and credit. That's why the amount of digital money in the world keeps multiplying, even if no new paper money is printed. So technically, banks create money every day simply by lending it. This is how modern economies grow. But it's also why financial crises can happen when too much money is created from too little real value. Banks aren't the only ones who create money. Governments can too, through their central banks. When a government needs money, it doesn't always raise taxes. Sometimes it simply borrows or prints more. Central banks, like the Federal Reserve in the USA, the European Central Bank, or the State Bank of Pakistan, can literally create new digital money. They do this through a process called quantitative easing, which means they add new money into the economy to boost spending and growth. But if too much money is created, it can cause inflation, where prices rise and the value of money falls. So, the world's money supply keeps changing, growing, shrinking, and shifting between cash and digital forms. Now let's talk about something newer: cryptocurrency. Unlike cash or bank money, crypto isn't controlled by governments or banks. It's digital, decentralized, and built on a technology called blockchain. The most famous is Bitcoin. So, how much crypto money exists in the world? As of now, the total value of all cryptocurrencies combined is around 2 to 3 trillion US dollars. That includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, and thousands of others. Bitcoin alone makes up almost half of that total. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, and that's what makes it rare, like digital gold. But crypto is volatile. Its value goes up and down quickly, unlike traditional money. Still, crypto is changing how people think about money, proving that money doesn't have to be printed to be real. Okay, let's put it all together. If we combine everything, cash, digital, and crypto, the total amount of money in the world is estimated to be around 145 to 160 trillion US dollars. But that's only broad money. If we include all assets that act like money, like stocks, bonds, real estate, and investments, the total global wealth goes above 500 trillion US dollars. That's half a quadrillion dollars. Unimaginable, right? But remember, most of that wealth exists as numbers, not physical stuff. It's promises, digital records, and trust stored in servers, not safes. So why is digital money more important than cash? Simple. It's faster, easier, and safer to move. Governments can track it. People can send it anywhere instantly. And businesses rely on it to grow. In fact, in many countries like Sweden, China, and the UAE, cash is disappearing fast. People use phones, apps, and cards for almost everything. We are moving toward a cashless world, where nearly all money is just data. And in the future, even central banks might release their own digital currencies, called CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. That means one day, all money might live entirely on screens. So, how much money really exists in the world? Around $10 trillion in physical cash, $120 trillion in digital money, and $2 to $3 trillion in crypto. Together, about $150 trillion in total. But here's the deeper truth. Money is only as real as the trust we put in it. It's not gold or paper that gives it value. It's belief. Belief that others will accept it, use it, and trade with it. So, while the numbers keep growing, the real power of money isn't just in how much exists, but in how we use it. And that's it, the full story of how much money exists in the world. From coins and cash to invisible bank numbers to the world of digital crypto, money keeps evolving with us. If you enjoyed learning something new today, make sure to like the video, subscribe to How Much Things, and turn on notifications. Because in the next video, we'll explore how much gold exists in the world and where it's hidden. Thanks for watching. Stay curious and see you next time.